Alright, 7th graders, this video is to walk you through the last step of your Rube Goldberg project and your Rube Goldberg design notebook before you submit it. And so it's going to go over the essential questions that are in your design notebook, your conclusion questions that are in your design notebook, and then I'm going to post a final checklist of everything that should be in your design notebook. So you'll want to go through the checklist to make sure you have it in there before you submit it. So the first two things we're going to look at right now are the essential questions and the conclusion questions. So in your Rube Goldberg design notebook, your essential questions are towards the top right before the little schedule there, and it says right here essential questions, and you should have an answer for each of these questions. You can see a couple of them have a little sentence prompt to get you started. What is a Rube Goldberg? A Rube Goldberg is what? What was the starting point of your Rube Goldberg? Third question, how are you connecting the first two simple machines together? And so the first machine that you used was this, and then afterwards, what did you connect it to? Describe that in detail. What's the purpose of a simple machine? What's the reason, or what does it accomplish by having a simple machine? Type your answer in there. What skills are needed to build the Rube Goldberg project? And why is it important to test a product before its final manufacture? And then the last essential question, explain how a Rube Goldberg device is an example of a system. And so there is a set of things working together in your Rube Goldberg. So give an example or explain how that was the case with your Rube Goldberg. So those are your essential questions. The other thing that you have time to work on right now are your conclusion questions, which is all the way at the bottom, just above your daily summaries here. And this is where it says start day 7. So right here, start day 7, we are in evaluating. And it says for the conclusion questions, write answers to the following conclusion questions. Explain your responses in as much detail as you can. So you did the project. Talk in detail about your experience and how it worked for you with your actual project. And then the last part here in pink that's aspire to do is use complete sentences. So the first question, describe your honest thoughts about this project. Anything that comes to mind of, did you like it? Did you think it was hard? Was it easy? What would you change? Anything that comes to mind, what are your thoughts on this Rube Goldberg project? You'll type your answer in here, and you can see the pencil here is indicate type your answer in on the side. You'll also notice these first two questions are shaded in blue, which is a must do. And so the second question is explain what grade you think you deserve and give a reason why. So we use a rubric scale of 1 through 8. Explain what grade you think you get and give reasons why. Third question, how did we use the design process? So remember, for all of our projects, we're going through the design process. We didn't just build immediately. We had to go through the process of inquiring and analyzing and developing ideas. And if you don't remember what those things are, up above in your design notebook, you have headings that says creating the solution, that's part of the design process. Developing ideas, that's part of the design process. So when you go down and answer this question, you should have something for each of these components to the design process, and you'll write them in for the bullet points next to it. The fourth question, is your final Rube Goldberg project a success? You are the judge on that if you think it is or is not, but give reasons why. Explain it in detail. And then the fifth question is, what is the most challenging part of your Rube Goldberg project? What was challenging about it? It should be more than just a one-word or one-sentence answer. Explain why it was challenging. So that is the conclusion questions. And when you go back to your to-do list, or to this screen here, I want to go over now your final checklist. And so with your final checklist, remember that you're being graded on all 4 parts of the design process. So you're going to receive 4 different grades. And so the first grade, which is the inquiring and analyzing, you're going to be graded on the essential questions that you have at the top of your design notebook. And then your research. And so you should have researched the materials that were used in different websites, videos and pictures, the simple machines, and included that in your design notebook. And then the third thing was the simple machines vocabulary chart. So I'm going to show you where those two things are located real quick. All of that should be under inquiring and analyzing, and it's going down below right here. I see inquiring and analyzing here, and so the first part was research. Oh, sorry, the first part was the simple machines vocabulary. So for each of these simple machines, you should have had a definition, real life examples, and a picture of it. And then down below there was the research, where you had different resources. You included the link and then answered these questions. So that will be your inquiring and analyzing grade. Your second grade then is going to be developing ideas. And so this was your planning part. Before you actually built, you had to have a plan, and we need to have proof of that plan. And the only way to do that is if you shared it in your design notebook. And so for that, we need to see your sketch. You should have made a sketch of what you're going to plan and build. And in that sketch, it should be in your design notebook, but you should have also labeled the materials that you're going to use and the simple machines. Labeled that in your sketch, and then have a little description of your plan. And when we grade your developing ideas grade, we're going to look at your design notebook right here and hopefully see that you inserted your sketch right here. The third grade is creating solution, which is the main activity that we're doing where you're actually doing or building it. And so for this, it's creating your Rube Goldberg project. Hopefully you all did this at home and took pictures of the progress that you made, and then it would be great to see a video of your Rube Goldberg actually working from start to finish. And so for your Rube Goldberg project, to see that, you'll see creating the solution, and then right here you should have a picture after day 1 or the halfway point, picture of your final project, and then a video of your Rube Goldberg project. And this link here will explain how to insert a video into the design notebook. Once you're done with that, the fourth and final grade was what you worked on today, where I just introduced the evaluating questions at the bottom. So you should have a daily summary at the end of each class written also at the bottom. But you can pause this video at any point, obviously, and just look to make sure you have each of these parts in your design notebook to make sure you have a great grade. If you do have any questions, or if you want your teacher just to look through your design notebook before you submit it, let us know and we'll be happy to help you out.